everything becomes, let's say, what's the word I want to look for? It becomes calm and radiance when you stop putting your focus into negative things that can't be negative in a thing that you can't resonate with. Creating peace in this world comes with working with it. By working with it, when you create peace in the world, you are now making peace with the world. Because remember, your reality is created by your focus and your attention and that focus through the alignment of making peace with the world. Because that's how you're able to be benefited by what you're gaining peace with. Because the thing is too, you cannot create that peace, but you can observe it. Because peace will always be chaotic in its own peace. Because how can peace make peace with itself when it's not peaceful? But see, now I'm contradicting my lies, because the lie is, in my truth, this world can only respond to the energy that you think about. When you think about certain ways of living, so for example, I'm about to go work out. I just want to make this video real quick. So it's like 5 videos today. Just checking in for myself. But for example, I got off of work and then I took a nap or whatever. Talked to my brother, just about school and then finances and stuff like that. But I got to talk to him and took a nap. As I took that nap, I learned something different just about what I already knew. And so that was just about resonating with frequencies that don't want to vibrate with the betterment of being positive and the works that we have to practice ourselves seeing a future in. I'm trying to make this make sense with peace, because remember, the simulation can only gravitate towards what we make peace with, because remember, this realm is full of energy. So there isn't really anything or anybody taking energy from you unless you allow it. So like with the negatives in life, them casting negative or negativity on our lifestyle is what we agreed upon, because the agreement was we wanted to monitor and see if we could be tempted by decisions that negatively impact us. But that's the spell of the spellcaster. When we master spell casting, no spell doubt. So the thing is to spell casting 101, because to me, spell casting is basically like witchcraft. And I don't believe in witchcraft, but I just lied in witchcraft, right? Because that's how deceitful witchcraft is. Like, people think as if witchcraft is just this one presence of like crystals or chakra bowls and sage, incense, Wicca books, and all these different Ouija boards, so many different things. But witchcraft is just even having a thought expressed out loud. Witchcraft is just basically walking and going to go use the bathroom or going to go take a shower. You know that your energy taking a shower, you're washing the flesh. You're washing your mind, and then you're watching the ignorance or the dirt go right into the sewer or the drain. I was gonna say the sewer, but the drain, because the drain goes through the sewer out into wherever else. But you're watching that. And the thing is too, to find that peace, it's the little moments that you have to make peace with. And I'm gonna say that word a lot, because that's basically the vibration that I have to exist at. And I say have to because it's a priority to find my own peace. Because remember, I can't create something that was already created. Because when you're getting up from that nap, I understood, Darius, you gotta post 4 videos, well, really 5 videos. So remember, you ain't post before you went to work today. I said, I know. So when you gonna do it? And I was just sitting there. I was just sitting on the edge of the bed. It was 4 in the afternoon. No, it was 3. So I took some time. I was just sitting. I was just like, damn, man. My ego, according to things too, I gotta be transparent with y'all no matter what. My ego said, we got 5 videos to make. Because I could have said I could make 2 videos, but I said no. That's too easy. That's too easy. What can we do to be different from yesterday? Because this weekend we didn't post at all whatsoever. But what can I do just for a temporary period of time? Because remember, I had to go hit the gym and do Bible study. And the thing is too, I choose to make peace with these things, because remember, they're all chaotic energies. But I formulated that bond with those energies to make an order with. Because remember, I've been so consistent in the gym to where I feel good every day by not even going to the gym. Because when I go to the gym, I get pissed off for wanting to get better in the gym. That's why I'm right by the gym, as a matter of fact. So as of right now, I'm basically looking at the gym that I go to right over there. I know that after this video, I cannot run from what I want to work out in. That's where I find peace at. Through the sweat, through the hard work, through the breathing, by looking at people, by just putting myself in that box to where all I have is me and my negativity. My ego does not want to get better, but I want to get it better. So it's like a patient, for example. That's why I'm going to school for psychology. So new breakthrough coming in, right? So next month you'll see me in a whole different environment, but y'all see that in the future. Anyway, so stay in the present. By me going to school for psychology, I'm basically just learning how the mind works the mind. Because the mind can't be worked by the mind, so you outwork what the mind can't work itself in. Once you stop working so hard, once you find peace, you resonate yourself with a calm demeanor. You don't question too many things because you have the answers to your questions. You don't stress over many things or much. You don't argue. You don't go back and forth. You don't make excuses for your life. No. When you sit with yourself and you question what you're doing, there's that extra thought, that thought form, by the way. You can call it whatever you want, because when people aren't in tune with consciousness or contradictions in consciousness, they'll say, oh, you're demonic for even talking to other energies. Not at all whatsoever. You're demonizing infinite, I'll say, gifts. So clairaudience, claircognizance, all that. You are demonizing your gifts that you made up for yourself, because you are the spellcaster. You are the warlock or the wizard, whatever you want to call witchcraft. Because of that, you can now manipulate your own energy. Because remember, in quantum physics, I was studying non-local reality. Non-local reality exists beyond time, space, and the space-time continuum, basically. Your life continues on and on and on, basically saying that forever you will always be in manipulation till you find a balance in manipulation. That's the trick right there. That's the sorcery in witchcraft. You have to be able to question the witchcraft on what spell was casting. Meaning, like, basically, I'm not making this video. This video was already made. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm watching the video be uploaded, but you see me making the video right now. I'm posting it, I got the title, we're liking it, we're talking about it, we're commenting, but yet, what did we learn from this? What did we learn from it? We didn't learn anything that we haven't already known already, because remember, we are formulating an hypothesis on what we had to start seeing and observing. Because once we experiment on what we want to walk into, we now do the action. We do the action because remember, you had to resonate with that frequency that you want to vibrate with in your future. But to be there, you have to be there now. To be there in that timeline, you got to be there now. Because in non-local reality, remember, you can bend space and time whenever you want. Because remember, you are space bending yourself. And I think it's too, it'll be too deep for somebody to drown in with their thoughts. But once you go away from your thoughts and stop putting a form to them, you now observe what the form cannot be formed in. Now life is formless. Where's the expression? You now express to yourself, all right. So the thing is too, it's like how I test myself by making life. Every day I make life. So for example, when I got up earlier, I sat on the edge of my bed. I was daydreaming. So I was like being mindful. I don't say meditation, but I was being mindful with my eyes wide open. So you can say a form of meditation. Being mindful, talking to myself, saying to myself, all right, you got to make a video today. And then my ego was like, you can always go back to bed too. So now I have two forms of expression and balance or duality. I can choose to go back to bed, take a nap, and waste my day not making content. Okay. But then my other expression says to itself, through my higher self-awareness, that doesn't talk, by the way, my ego was observing another lifestyle in non-local reality, meaning that I was able to now walk through a door, do a lucid dreaming experience with my eyes wide open, seeing what I could be by doing what I'm doing right now. So when I seen that, now I'm talking to my ego like a child, saying to itself, hey, do you know your lock screen? Do you know why you have all these notes and you have all these teachings that you post damn near every single day? You do take some days off for sure, but look at your work ethic. You're making more than 2 videos a day. It used to be 1 a day, then 2 a day. Now it's more than 5, if that. Give yourself some grace, but don't get comfortable. You decide to keep on going with this experiment called making videos and working with the youth and this and that. When things get hard, don't sit there and do nothing about it. No. So what I do, I got up, put my socks on, got some sweats on, put a tank top on, got my workout shirt, got my gallon of water right here, Got my butt bag in the car, and I already had in the car because I told myself I'm going to go work out. So I didn't even bring my bag in the house. I kept my bag in the car because I said to myself, you're going to go work out. Don't forget too, I don't have to have AirPods, but I choose to have them. Because a lot of times too, when I bring my AirPods with me, I'm listening to motivational stuff or podcasts. I'm listening to frequencies. I'm listening to audio books. I'm just listening to different music as well. I have different things going on in my mind to where I'm not doing the action anymore. So when I work out, I'm not really lifting for real. I'm not really working out, but I'm watching myself work out the betterment of my life that I can see myself being in already. So when I'm sitting here thinking to myself with peace, I don't get mad because I'm tired. I'm thankful that I can feel tired. That's the gift. That's the gift of witchcraft. I can feel what tired feels like. That's why I want to push through that feeling, because I'm not tired. I don't even get tired. No pun intended. I'm energy. I am infinite. I am an all-knowing being. And I know that by not knowing anything in my being physically. That's why I don't move with the physical. I have to move spiritual. And I don't even claim spirituality. But I observe spirituality. By not observing what spirituality could never think about or label itself to be. Conscious in. That's exactly why when you're moving in consciousness, you sit back and you do things that you can now find a health working motor in. What I mean a health working motor, for example, I do things that I can work on that can help me build more health. Exercise, fasting, drinking water diet, fruit diet, walking, going for a jog, getting some sun, being able to sky gaze, sun gaze, cloud gaze, being able to be mindful, reading a book, making videos, going to school, doing classes now, paying rent, and being comfortable knowing that money will always come back to me, so why hold on to it? It's like we got bills on autopilot now, so there's no need to sit here and stress over bills. No. When you stress, now you're stressing. When you stress over anything, now you're stressing over everything. You can't control that. What can you control? How you're living in your controlled mindset right now by being in today. All you have is today. Yesterday will never matter. Tomorrow can't matter till tomorrow because you're here tomorrow and yesterday right now. All you have is the past, present, and future in all these different realities that aren't linear. When you stop putting time in a linear fashion, you don't move in a linear way of existing anymore. You exist away from time, so you stop wasting it. I could have sat there for 20 minutes just sitting there saying, I don't want to work out, but I don't want to work out. Get your bitch ass up. That's how I talk to myself. Get your bitch ass up. We ain't accomplished shit. You can sit there and have your rest and this and that because I've been doing this shit for years. I'm going to keep on going, but I cannot be complacent. When I don't post for 3 fucking days, excuse that, symbolism and all that. But I'm not associated with any symbolism, by the way. But when I don't post for 3 days, I feel behind. Even one day I feel behind. That's exactly why getting comfortable is a choice. Failing is a choice. Being lazy is a choice. Being dumb is a choice. Being comfortable is a choice as well. So what will you choose? I choose to be uncomfortable and what I want to find peace in. That's exactly why the simulation can only find peace with a peace that you find excuses with. You can make an excuse all you want, but you're going to still do that workout, right? You're going to still take out that trash, right? You're going to still wash those dishes, right? You're going to still do your book or your journal or your art or whatever, right? You're going to still do things for you, right? So why waste time not doing things for you when you can be doing things for you right now? By making peace with who you are right now. By not being peaceful with who you aren't right now. Because who are you being right now if you're not being your best version of yourself right now? And a world of energy that wants to hold on to you. This world wants to pour life into you, but yet you're not doing it for yourself. What are you waiting for? When you start detaching, from labels that you can't make peace with, the universe gives you that. I don't want peace. I embody it. The universe says, say less. I don't want problems, but you come with them. So why stress over it? Don't get mad. Just say, don't get mad. Just say, here's what it is. Now the universe says, pass the test. Here you go. You get what you want. You're excited. You can express that joy, but now, how do you maintain that? By not letting it go, but let it go. Because remember, you can't bring with you into the afterlife. Because remember, you're already there in the afterlife right now. So what are you living in right now in the before life that you weren't living in, beginning to the ending of what you are experiencing through the book of what you would call life? Because what can you experience in a book called your life? When you are the book reading your life through a chapter that you have already read about and talked about and experienced already in a life that you aren't even living in. Because what life can you live in when you're not living in life in every dimension that you have already lived in before? So what are you living in if you're not making peace with what you aren't living in? Have a great and divine day, divine reflection. No excuses. Let's get to it.